Welcome to Hays Post News. I'm Becky Kaiser. The R9 Ranch in Edward County will finally be developed as a long-term water source for the city of Hays. It'll be a 73-mile pipeline. City commissioners gave the go-ahead to the $65 million project during their meeting Thursday night. The city has owned the ranch since 1994. The city of Russell owns an 18% share. Hays City Manager Toby Doherty says the regulatory process with the State Division of Water Resources will be a long one, perhaps 5 to 15 years. The city currently has about $27 million in its water project fund. The monies have been collected since 1992 through a special sales tax. A water emergency back in 1991, when the wells ran dry, forced Hays to begin a water conservation program. Various local ordinances were implemented between 1992 and 1994 that determined allotments of water, water use restrictions, and violation penalties, as well as the implementation of low water use building codes. Since then, according to the city's new water conservation specialist Jason Regal, Hays has invested money in several projects to reduce the need for new water supplies.
These include beneficially reusing effluent for irrigating the Fort Hays Municipal Golf Course, the Bickle Schmidt Sports Complex, and various ball fields throughout town. This also includes past and present success in helping customers conserve water inside their homes with rebates on high-efficiency toilets, urinals, and washing machines, as well as shower head and faucet aerator programs.
Water in the city of Ellis had to be shut off at 8 a.m. Friday morning. According to Public Works Director Alan Schurman, there was a significant water main break, forcing the city to shut off its water entirely until repairs could be made. Ellis is in a water warning with no outdoor watering allowed. And there was no electricity for some Ellis residents Thursday evening. Midwest Energy spokesman Mike Morley says there was a brief outage for about 100 customers in and around Ellis. A truck hit a power pole near a local motel at 8:27 p.m. Crews were dispatched and power was restored to all customers by 10 p.m. The Ellis County Sheriff's Department is investigating an attempted break-in at a rural home in eastern Ellis County. The owner's home security system captured this video January 30th of the person attempting to kick in a door at the residence. A $1,000 cash reward is being offered for information leading to the arrest and conviction of those responsible. Anyone with information about the crime or who can identify the person in the video is asked to contact the Ellis County Sheriff's Office. You can see this video again on our website, hayspost.com. A woman has been arrested in Russell after a search warrant yields drugs and drug paraphernalia in a home and vehicles. According to a news release from Russell County Sheriff John Fletcher, the search warrant was executed at 3:42 p.m. Thursday at 1745 Jayhawk Lane in Russell. Jamie Gage was arrested at the scene and transported to the county sheriff's office, where she was booked into jail for possession of marijuana and possession of drug paraphernalia.
Steeder Contractors in Great Bend offers a showroom of products to help you enjoy your home. Spas, fireplaces, water purifying systems, pools and spa chemicals, and of course, Lennox heating and air conditioning systems. Along with these products, Steeders offers professional residential and commercial plumbing and electrical services. Call Steeder Contractors in Great Bend and experience the Steeder difference. Service you can depend on and prices you can trust.
The service you deserve, the quality you expect. Service Master Clean, Service Master of Hays. Everything we clean, satisfaction guarantee. And we clean everything with Service Master of Hays. Service Master, Service Master of Hays.
Hi, Jim Cleland, Cleveland Pharmacy, Waukegan. At the beginning of the year, it's a good time to look back the road you traveled, where you're going, where you've been, and what are you doing. We asked the computer for the 100 most popular drugs we dispensed in the year 2011 and 2013, and what did we find? We have reduced acquisition costs by 28.68%. We can lower the cost of prescriptions for you. Come in and see us. Let's talk about prescription therapy.
This is a news update from the Salina Post. No one was hurt Thursday afternoon when a small plane making a landing at the Ellsworth Municipal Airport flipped over. According to a report from the Kansas Highway Patrol, the Cessna aircraft was on the center line of the runway and started to flare to land. The aircraft drifted to the left. The left rear tire caught a snowbank as the pilot attempted to go around and pulled the nose down. The nose hit and the aircraft flipped. The pilot, 21-year-old Adam Martin of Baldwin City, Kansas, was not injured. That incident occurred about 4:15 Thursday afternoon. A Kansas military boarding school embroiled in a lawsuit alleging widespread abuse of its cadets is asking a federal judge to keep any mention about prior arrest or criminal convictions of its employees away from jurors at next month's trial. The request comes amid 21 sealed motions filed on Wednesday by St. John's Military School of Salina, seeking to restrict evidence when trial begins March 4th in federal court in Kansas City, Kansas. The school is also seeking to keep out of the trial a police report findings by the state child welfare agency and certain testimony. 4 sealed motions were also filed by the ex-cadets seeking to exclude references about illicit drug use, their own prior bad acts, and references to Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party. Kansas senators have approved a measure shortening the time for inmates to appeal death sentences from the state Supreme Court, despite comments and concerns from opponents about the state rushing to judgment. Thursday's 27-13 vote sent the bill to the Kansas House. The measure creates a 3.5-year time limit for the appeals to be heard and decided by the court. The measure would not affect any subsequent appeals, including those made to the U.S. Supreme Court. It also sets limits on the length of documents that can be filed in death penalties to appeal to the state court and requires the appeals to be placed ahead of all other cases pending before the justices. Opponents argue the changes weaken the death penalty's integrity and increase the chances an innocent person will be executed. A Kansas House committee is weighing a resolution urging Congress to resist following President Obama's plan for addressing climate change. Members of the House Energy and Environment Committee took nearly 2 hours of testimony Thursday about the measure. It declares that the federal goals for addressing climate change are based on false assumptions about the role of carbon dioxide in human activity. Supporters point to data suggesting warming is occurring naturally and human influence is overstated. Environmentalists argue that the resolution is based on bad science and ignores data that emissions and humans are altering sea levels and weather patterns. The resolution cites Obama's 2013 plan that calls for a reduction in greenhouse gas emissions and encourages development of renewable forms of energy. A program administered by the Kansas Attorney General's Office has awarded more than $296,000 to victims of violent crimes in its latest rounds of distributions. Attorney General Derek Schmidt's office says the Kansas Crimes Victims Compensation Board approved payments for 233 individuals at its February meeting. The program was established back in 1978 to help victims and those affected by violent crime meet such expenses like medical bills, mental health counseling, lost wages, and funeral costs. Funding for the program comes from court costs and fines, parole fees, restitution paid by offenders, and wages earned by inmates for work they perform in state prisons. This has been a news update from the Salina Post.
Thanks, Randy. Be sure to stay in touch this weekend with what's happening. For the latest news and other information, check our website, hayespost.com. Well, if you're one of the Hayes residents complaining about snow removal in your neighborhood, we have good news for you. Stay tuned.
Stop! Where are we going?
The Sunrack!
Don't get left behind. We're waiting for you here at the Sternberg Museum, where there's always new opportunities for
Discovery under the dome.
It's your wedding day, and all eyes are on the two of you. Show your unique style with tuxedos from Couture for Men and Women in downtown Hayes. There are hundreds of jackets and vests available to find your style. Make your tuxedo reservations before March 31st and save 10% on tuxedo rentals. And with a reservation of 5 or more, receive your groom's tuxedo rental absolutely free. Show your style and save on tuxedos from Couture for Men and Women, 12th and Main, Chestnut Street District, downtown Hayes.
Eagle Internet gives you a fast and reliable connection to the places you go online. Whether it's breaking news, sports, weather, watching the latest video on YouTube, or staying in touch with friends and family on Facebook, Eagle Internet has you covered. Save $13 each month by getting Eagle 6 Meg Internet for only $29.95. Call 877-61-EAGLE today. Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Welcome back to Hayes Post News. I'm Becky Kaiser. After 9 inches of snow fell in less than a week, the city of Hayes is changing its snow removal procedures. City manager Toby Doherty says the city was taking a hands-off approach when it comes to clearing residential streets. They were worried about upsetting residents by pushing snow back onto driveways and sidewalks. But city staff and commissioners heard from plenty of residents who do want their neighborhood streets cleared. So crews were then sent to a few residential areas and were careful not to box in cars or block driveways with the snow. Doherty says the test went so well, city staff will now clear residential streets after the emergency snow routes and the downtown area are cleared first.
With a few clouds overnight, our low will drop into the upper 20s with the wind turning back to the south. Sunshine and breezy during the day on Saturday with a high around 58. Saturday night's low 31. And then on Sunday, some sunshine near 60 for the afternoon high. From the Eagle Stormwatch Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Dan Holliday.
Thanks, Dan. Friday's weather was perfect for Valentine's deliveries in Hayes. Residents of several nursing homes and senior housing were surprised with flowers from the florist department of Dillon's Vine Street grocery store.
The senior citizens, they kind of get forgotten on Valentine's Day. So we just, our whole organization thought, this would be a nice way to have our customers, be involved in the community and donate a flower.
For the past few weeks, Dillon's customers have been donating extra money for the floral gifts as they paid for their own groceries in the checkout lane.
Absolutely. I feel very special on this day, on Valentine's Day, and for someone to come and to actually give me a rose on Valentine's Day is very special.
Nice. Very nice. You can find out more about the Valentine's Day Project online at hayespostnews.com. Thanks for joining us. I'm Becky Kaiser. We'll see you again Monday.